how's it going today, everyone? This is Michael out in Maui. Aloha. So today I wanted to talk a little more on putting. I wanted to talk about how to use your legs to give you a little more power. Today I'm just going to discuss as if you're putting from a push putt, just a staggered push putt style. We'll get into some of the other stuff later, different styles, but for today, I'm just going to do the one on, the push putt. So when you take your stance, it's a staggered stance, and the front leg slightly bent, and then your back leg, you keep bent. So you'll take your stance is kind of there. You take, there's your balance. So when you take your putting stance, as you come down with the disc, this leg will come back a little bit out of the bend. Here's the bend, kind of straighten a little bit. Gives you a little bit of motion, for coming back forward. So you take your setup, and then you come in, you got a little backwards, and then you come forward. So from here, and then as I come forward, I want to push with this back leg. And the back leg pushing will help give you a little more arm speed. So you got to get yourself to where, you can stand and push and not go over though. Because if you fall forward on your putt, then that putt won't count. So when you take your stance, you get your stagger and set, and then you just want to push with this leg. And it's not really forward because it'll make you step. You kind of just more of a push. It's more of an up push. So you're here, you'll come back, and then just as you're releasing, it's just like that. You're just kind of giving it more of an up push. And just doing that little bit of an up push onto the front leg, it's kind of like that. You're kind of pushing and shifting your weight to the front leg. Just like a throw. When you throw, all your weight goes to the front leg, So putting's kind of the same thing. You want to shift your weight to the front leg because it'll give you more arm speed. You'll notice if you putt and you leave your back leg on the ground and don't push, just kind of sit here and then throw like that, and then do a couple where you come off with the leg like that, you're going to notice a huge difference in your distance. So take your stance, take your arm stance, how we were talking, disc up, take your stance, and then as you come down, come back a little bit, and then as your arm comes forward, your weight shifts forward onto this front leg, and just give a push with the back leg, and it will come up. So it'll kind of look like this. So you come back, leg straightened. I've loaded this leg. I'm on my toe of the back leg. The foot isn't flat. Come up on your toe because you want to push with that foot, so you want it secure. So a little up on the toe so you can push, and then you're balancing on the front. So you take your stance, come down, and then just help push with that back leg on the putt. And it'll give you, more power on your putt. So same thing, take your stance, look at your shot, take your stance with leg up, and then you can load it. And depending on how far you are, like if you're trying to do, a 20 footer, you might not need to load so much on the back leg. So 20 foot, you might be a little less on the bend. You're more here. You maybe just bend it a little bit and then follow through. But then let's say you're trying to push one from 30 feet, 35 feet, then you might need a little more oomph off the back leg so you could bend it more. So then let's say you're going to do like a 30 footer. Well, then you might need a little more leg push so you could bend your leg more. And then when you take your stance, then push with the leg, and that's going to give you even more. But you just time it, you know, your arm and your leg time together on the release. You know, if you're here, you know, you come down and then it's, you know, the explosion's at the same time. And then reach for the basket. So your arm's under, rotate the shoulders under, and then, you know, so you're ending up like that. That'll help give you more power, you know, to get the disc further when you're, you know, like I said, when you're outside, you know, 30 feet and you need a little more, you got to use your legs. So once again, you know, just depending on how far you are to how much leg push, you know, and just don't push forward because that'll push you over your putt. You know, if you're here and you push forward this way, you know, you might bring that leg over. You know, you got to stop the leg. You know, your leg can't go forward. You know, so you take your putt and then you could drop it sideways. You just can't go forward with it. So to keep it from going forward, you know, the push is up. So take your setup, come in, and then push up and putt. So anyways, I hope that helps give you a little more distance on your putt. So this is Michael from Mountain Maui. Aloha.